Hey, welcome to Kaspa Daily Pulse. Here's what the Kaspa community's been buzzing about today. First up, the biggest actually useful thread wasn't about price drama at all. It was about building. A lot of the sharper discussion centered on a concept for tipping people on X with Kaspa, and more broadly, how to connect Web 2 identity to Web 3 in a way that's not totally trust-based. The catch, and this came up fast, is identity verification. People were poking at whether X can prove a user is really who they claim to be, whether OAuth helps, whether OIDC is missing, and whether ZK plus covenants could eventually make something way more trust minimized. In plain English, the community was thinking less number go up, and more, how do we make Kaspa useful in places normal people already hang out? Second, there was a pretty interesting idea floating around about Kaspa plus X402. The pitch was that Kaspa could be a serious settlement layer for machine-to-machine or AI agent payments, especially if privacy and spending rules matter. People were talking about ZK privacy for proving payment without revealing everything, covenants for conditional payments, and even recurring or constrained payments for agents. It was one of those chats that felt bigger than the usual coin talk because it framed Kaspa as infrastructure, not just an asset.
Third, there was a small but noticeable product moment around something called Toccata. Someone said it was worth at least a minor announcement, and another person called it a very valuable resource for less technical people, maybe the best one out there right now. That got a genuinely positive reaction, which stood out in a day full of mixed mood. Not a giant launch vibe, but definitely a, hey, this matters moment. And yeah, we can't ignore the mood check. Price talk was rough. Lots of new day, new dump, last chance above 0.03, and the usual doom posting. But the dominant response wasn't panic. It was more like stubborn conviction. People kept talking about weekly DCA, buying spot, keeping dry powder, and laughing at the bears. So the vibe today was bearish on short-term price action, but not broken, more bruised than defeated. One more thing from the technical side. There was chatter about node storage ballooning, pruning behavior, network spam, and a comment that testnet might be closer than people think. So even with all the complaining, there was still that undercurrent of stuff is moving. That's it for today's Pulse. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Catch you then.